So, once again, we see the hypocrisy from the left, from these climate activists like Justin Trudeau, telling you to stop using plastic straws and start to use soggy paper straws that work for like 30 minutes. You have to use this, while he can go around on two Boeings flying around the country willy nilly. This guy even flew somewhere like, I think he flew like 50 miles away from his destination at one point. So a lot of unnecessary flights. His excuse is also he's going to do this so he can travel to more areas and to cover more ground. Whereas Scheer with one plane, I'm pretty sure, has went to 25 or 6 locations, and Trudeau has only went to 20 so far. So that's not really a good argument. And you have the media who are completely silent about this. Obviously they knew. Obviously the media party knew about the brown face thing, and knew about probably the Trudeau groping that girl years ago, and countless other things, right? Obviously they knew, but they're keeping this stuff quiet. And now that the 2 planes has come out, and all these other shit from Trudeau's past that's making him look bad, you start to see them. Now they're starting to investigate Jason Kenney because he's helping Andrew Scheer. And now they're releasing this information about Andrew Scheer being a dual citizen, which is also pretty fucked up. He was attacking this one MP years ago about having a dual citizenship from France and telling them to revoke it, yada, yada, yada. How could you have this? But he's got an American citizenship in his back pocket. Now he's just quietly getting rid of it. So, that's pretty fucking sleazy. At the very least, Maxime Bernier is a fucking citizen of Canada. He's probably lived here much longer. His parents, his ancestors have been here much longer than Andrew Scheer, who's keeping it on the down low that he's a fucking American, or that he has the citizenship. He was born in Canada, but you know what, man? If you're a real Canadian, then you will revoke your dual citizenship. You will get rid of it, because that's like a way out. That's like something you got in your back pocket, that if things go haywire, well, I can always just move to America and live there because I got a citizenship there. Well, no. Most of us don't have that option. We have more skin of the game. But nonetheless, like I said, they're releasing all this other information about the Conservatives and that to try to pacify, the crowds, and to, distract them from the recent scandals with Trudeau, which are many, all of the, ethics violations, the SNC Lavalin, brown face, like I said, all this shit that's going on. And now you got the CBC writing articles defending Trudeau using 2 planes, saying that, but he bought some off credits, or he paid this company that Gerald Butts was working on, or one of his friends works with, and gave them a bunch of money to compensate for the oil and jet fuel and gas or whatever that he used. It's like, you know what? Even if he did that, that doesn't mean anything. The non-renewable resource that you're so worried about us using up is still gone. You still use 2 planes instead of 1. Even if you gave a company some money because of it, and is that company actually going to create technology that's going to suck that carbon out of the air? Are you really sure about that? Probably not. You're just giving more money to your buddies because for an excuse to fly 2 fucking planes. And why the hell do you need 2 planes? How much shit does Trudeau have? How much stuff does he need to bring? Like, this is insanity. But in the article I was reading, it's from CBC. It's like, Conservative leader Andrew Scheer is a dual Canadian. Okay, no, that was a different one, but it was like the Trudeau's off, Liberals off credits, got the ire of Andrew Scheer. Which one was it? Hold on. Canadian government. Oh yeah, Liberals to campaign planes and their carbon offsets draw Scheer's ire. So this is how they frame the article when it really should be framed. Liberal hypocrisy draws criticism from conservatives or from their opponents, instead of, oh, well, his offset credits that he bought is making Scheer really angry. And in the article, they're like, yeah, even though he's a hypocrite, he's still doing the most for climate change, blah, blah, blah. And, they're trying to inoculate you against the argument that, hey, when you see people like Trudeau and Harrison Ford and all of these leftists saying, stop using fossil fuel, stop using this, while they're jetting around the country, flying on helicopters to stop at their favorite burger joint like Harrison Ford and all of this. While they're doing that, they want us to just say, oh, they want us to ignore that. Be like, yeah, but really they're doing a lot for climate change, and they're making a difference, and their impact is going to have way more impact than them flying around a plane. But it's like, okay, maybe that's true, but it is much better to live by example, and you are still using resources that you don't need to use a lot of the times. A lot of these people, they fly from one country to another to have a meeting for half an hour, to have a discussion with these other foreign leaders, when they could just use the internet. They don't need to fly to these places. They don't need to do all this shit. They don't need to go and stay in fancy hotels in European countries and stuff to discuss foreign policy matters and whatnot. They don't need to waste all these resources and stuff. No, they could stay home and waste a lot less gasoline, and people would actually believe you. But like I said, they're trying to inoculate us against these arguments, the logical argument of don't listen to people who don't practice what they preach a lot of the times. Hey, stop using plastic straws and cups, and then Elizabeth May's seen drinking out of a plastic cup and straw, and then they photoshopped it to have a reusable cup with a metal straw in it to make them look less hypocritical. But it's because these people, they don't believe any of this stuff. This is just another way to get your money, to take your money and to redistribute it to foreign countries, to dictators, to give it to other rich companies and industries that say they're going to build green energy and green technology, which they're never going to build. Like Obama gave how many millions to like Solyndra that eventually caved. So they're just throwing your money away, giving it to their buddies like Trudeau, who's gave it to the one company to pay for the offset credits or whatever. It's all a scam. They just want more of your money. And when this fizzles out in 10 years and nothing happens, they're going to come up with something new to scare you with. Before it was acid rain, then it's this, now it's climate change. It's not going to get warm like they say, and they're going to be, oh, actually, we were slightly wrong with our calculations, and it's going to get really, really cold. Or there's a meteor heading for Earth, or who knows? Who knows what they're going to come up with next? But it's all just a ploy to get more resources from you, and that's it. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe, and have a good day. See ya.